Course selection here in Ontario could feel like you're trying to plan for your entire future at like 15. Parents are stressed because they don't want their kids to close any doors, and students are stressed because everyone's like, decide on what you want to do forever. And I'm sorry, but us adults don't even know what our forever looks like. So why are we doing this to our teenagers? Here's the good news. There is an easy way to plan your grade 12 math courses that you need, even if you don't start on the perfect path. And the secret that not many of us share in the classroom is that there are multiple ways of getting to those grade 12 courses with less headache. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Danielle. I'm a high school math teacher here in Ontario, Canada. And on this channel, I love to share my strategies and tips on how to succeed inside a high school math classroom. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to stop guessing, pick the grade 12 courses you might need, and then plan backwards from there through grade 11 and grade 10 so you know what to focus on now. And don't worry, you don't need to know exactly what career you want. We're just going to keep the right doors open and make that next decision less stressful for you. If you're watching this and saying, Danielle, I have no clue what I want to do, perfect. This video is just for you. I had 5 years of high school to figure this out, and it wasn't until about grade 12 that I settled in on my plan and what I was going to do in my grade 13 year to reach my post-secondary goals. So the stress you might be feeling in grade 9 and grade 10 is real, and I get it, but also rest assured that your plan can pivot and you can make changes along the way. You won't jeopardize your grade 12. Now, I made a PDF that you can download so you can follow along and see how all the math pathways are connected to each other. And then we have a one-page planner where you can start with the grade 12 courses you think you need and work backwards to the potential plan you need in place for grade 10 and 11. So go grab that planner using the link below, and then you can dive into this video with me. So here's the big picture pathway with all the math courses that are offered in the Ontario high school system. Let's start by talking about grade 12 maths. If you look at this pathway chart, the grade 12 math courses are lined up on the bottom row. Let's start here because this is the destination that tells you what you need earlier. Okay, so let's look at the grade 12 university class, calculus and vectors. If you're entertaining the idea of engineering, math, sciences, any STEM-related programs in university, usually they require or ask for the prerequisite of calculus and vectors. The course adjacent to that is the advanced functions course, also a math university level grade 12 course. As my students like to call it, it's the adfunc course. I like to think of this course as the pre-calculus course, although you are able to take it not only before calculus and vectors, you can take it in conjunction with the calculus and vectors course. This course has become one of the main prerequisites for so many university programs out there. I was shocked to hear Brock, their sports business management program, required advanced functions as a prerequisite. What you want to be careful of is thinking that you don't need this course, because even programs you wouldn't expect are asking for it. I always recommend talking to your guidance counselor and doing a deep dive into specific universities that you're interested in to see what their prerequisites are. But advanced functions is usually a good course to take if you're not 100% sure which program you want or apply for. It's the safest keep your doors open move. The next grade 12 university math course is data management. I refer to this one as a parallel to statistics. This program can be super useful for students heading into business programs, social sciences, because you're collecting a lot of data and having to analyze it. But again, it depends on the school you're applying to. A myth that I want to bust is that some students will think this is the easier of the grade 12 courses. However, it does require a little bit of abstract thinking. I personally think it's one of the more practical mathematics between the three. And then we have the grade 12 college math courses. These are the ones that are often overlooked. What I think is super helpful to know is that one of these courses, the grade 12 college courses, can actually lead you to the advanced functions course. That course is the MCT4C. It's a nice little prep for advanced function. Okay, so what I have here in front of me is not the pathways chart, but things to consider when you're going from one course to the next. When you're choosing a math course, I want you to think about 4 or 5 different things. The first is, what doors do you want to keep open? Are there STEM programs you're interested in? Is it university versus college that you're thinking about? How strong is your foundation right now? How do you learn best in a fast paced or slow paced environment? What support would you need, like a tutor or a teacher office hours? What's your timeline? Are you trying to finish high school in 4 years? Are you trying to jump pathways? Or do you need a slower timeline, which honestly, I needed for myself? And I really do wish that high school was 5 years these days. Everything just feels so crammed from a math standpoint in the 4 years here in Ontario. So in this pathways chart that you're seeing here, what I've done is I connected all the courses that can lead to the next course. Plus I put in a light, and I really mean it, light recommendation on the average you should have from the previous math course to give you a sense of what will help make that next class successful for you. So let's start with grade 9 D stream. When you're looking at the MTH 1W course, you are learning math at a D-streamed level. It's not an academic level and it's not an applied level. So ideally, what would be nice is if you could achieve 75% or higher in this course. Because when you hit grade 10 academic, if that's the path you choose, then you want to have really strong learning skills, a strong math foundation, because that grade 10 course picks up a little bit in content and homework. Some students might decide to take the 10 applied math first because grade 9 didn't go so well, and then route on over into the 10 academic. And that's a great idea as well. I personally would have needed something like this back in high school because if you don't know this already, in grade 9 and 10, I was in the 60s. And the only reason I did well was because I was in a non-semestered, highly academic school. So I was able to take the time to close those gaps with strong teachers and strong peers around me. I always tell my students, I'm not so sure I would have survived 11U math in the current 4-year system. Now, another pathway that I don't think is always obvious to students is when you're taking grade 11 university college math. A lot of my students will call it mixed math. And that mixed math can lead you still to a grade 12 university math. That's the data management course. You don't always have to take the 11 university math to have a grade 12 university math course. So take a good look at this pathway. It is in the PDF that you can download below, and try and follow all the different pathways and routes that are there to see how you could reach your final destination. So here, what I wanted to do is break down all the grade 12 courses and the typical programs that are required from them should you already have a sense on what you're interested in. Now, these are not exact. I just did a general search to give you an idea. I always suggest you speak with your guidance counselor to confirm based off of which universities or colleges you're interested in. So if you're looking at the advanced functions or the calculus course, university programs that require these two are usually computer science programs, engineering programs, data science, of course, any math programs, environmental science, and even just a general Bachelor of Science. A lot of students will try to do pre-med programs. This also will require calculus and advanced functions, potentially both. As for the advanced functions course alone, a lot of business and economic programs will require this, applied health science programs, business tech and management, computer science, kinesiology, and sports marketing. There could be many others that I haven't listed here, so always be on the lookout and do a deeper dive to figure out exactly what you're looking for. The grade 12 data management course would be good for business administration programs, economic programs, environmental science, and nursing. For the grade 12 college and tech maths, things like aviation, software engineering technician, electrical engineering technician. For the foundations of college math, business administration, the automotive service program, woodworking, practical nursing, and computer programming at the college level. That you might not have to take a grade 12 math. And if you decide to stop at the grade 11 level, then the 11 college math might be a good option for you. This course will be a prerequisite for programs at the college level like tourism, paramedics, food and beverage management like restaurants and hotels, college business programs, and other programs like massage therapy or physiotherapy. So how do you decide if that next math class is right for you? You really, really want to be honest with yourself and think about two things. What was your last math mark? And what are your learning skills? Are you responsible and independent as a learner? Are you consistent with daily homework? Are you taking initiative and asking for help when you don't understand something? You need to have strong learning skills in order to thrive in a more academic, university-based math class. So let's compare the two grade 10 math classes. For the 10 academic class, it's a little bit faster paced than the 90 stream class. It has more homework usually assigned to it, and it's best if you're a level 3-4 student with over 70% coming in from the 90 streamed class. If you don't feel like you're ready for this course yet, you could always start with the 10 applied class. This has the same level of pacing as the 90 streamed class and about the same level of homework. It'll be a nice segue into 10 academic. Now, what should we consider when we're in grade 10 going into grade 11? I always call this the jump year. In grade 11, just in general, usually the load gets heavier. And that's because students are taking more than one science, because now science offers biology, chemistry, and physics. Then they have still English and a math class to take. So that in itself creates a heavier situation. Grade 11 is the course we feel is the most loaded. Ever since coming from a 5-year to a 4-year high school system, math had to get condensed down into those 4 years. And the course that's carrying the majority of the content or has the biggest jump in content is that grade 11 U course. Because of that, the pace of the course feels a lot faster and the homework feels like it's gone up compared to the previous 2 years. So if you're unsure about taking 11U right after 10 academic, not to worry. You could try taking the grade 11 university mixed class first, and then prepping with that, you could take the 11 university college course. And by starting with that, you'll be better ready for the 11 university class. This is actually why I started creating prep courses for us here at Zen Math, because the 4-year math system really gets students at this grade level. And to be properly prepared for grade 12, you want to make grade 11 your training year. And if you can handle grade 11 and getting the grade you want, grade 12 will not feel as big of a jump. It'll be parallel in terms of effort needed and level of study, but you have the added pressure of applying to the programs you're wishing to go to. And that's usually what stresses students out more than the level of math that they're taking. So when you're looking at the 11 university math course, just keep in mind that it is a little faster paced, feels load heavy, or it feels like there's more content to get through. And homework wise, it does go up a level from 10 academic. In terms of the university college course, the mixed course, that course there feels a lot like 10 academic, and it has the same level of homework as 10 academic. If you're coming from the 10 applied course, it might feel like a jump. And then the grade 11 college course feels like it parallels to 10 applied course. And it leads to all grade 12 courses except the advanced functions and calculus courses. Okay, what to think about when coming from grade 11 into grade 12. For calculus, you want to make sure you're taking that advanced functions course and you're doing well with it. It has the same amount of homework as your 11U class and your advanced functions class, and it goes at the same pace. Like I mentioned before, that grade 12 advanced functions course is the most in demand when thinking about prerequisites. And the data management course involves some abstract thinking. It's not as linear as the other math classes that you've been taking. And there's actually very little grade 11 content that comes into this class. And for the MCT course, it's a nice course right after the grade 11 university college class, has about the same level of homework, and it has the same pace as that mixed class. So let's talk alternate routes. Not everyone has to go through the same path to reach their grade 12 math courses. I had a grade 9 student who had failed grade 9 math and decided to take civics and careers in summer school so he could take grade 9 math again in day school the second semester and then go into 10 academic from there. Sometimes when you don't do well in grade 9 math, it's not wise to do a 2-week summer school course to get the credit, depending on what you want for grade 10, because in 2 weeks of summer school, you're not going to get that strong foundation. It's better to have math over the entire semester and do it right, so that way you're better prepared for that next academic level class. The next alternate route that I really like is the 11UC math, the university college math, before the 11U math class. Ever since 9D streamed came into the picture, Kids will do sort of okay in grade 9, not great in grade 10, but still want the 11U math class. And if that's the case for you, the 11UC math might be a better class to take beforehand. The moral is it's not about failing a pathway. It's about adjusting once you have better information. Pathways are not one-way streets. So if you want a super clear version of everything we just talked about, you can download it here in the PDF below. And in that PDF, I have a nice blank section so you can start pathway planning. So which grade 12 math course do you think you need? Comment below. And if you're not sure, also comment below and I'll try and direct you the best I can. I hope this made planning your life out a little easier. And just remember, there's always more than one way to get to your destination.